Hello, I'm Alexandra Emanuele, Digital Content Editor at Global Food Safety Resource. We're here in Seattle at the GFSI conference, and I'm speaking with John Kukoly of BRCGS. John, I'm hearing a lot about claim validation. Can you explain to us briefly what that is and why it's essential right now?
Well, it's important. When we look at the food industry, across the food industry, there's a lot of emphasis on how do we differentiate ourselves? How do we stand out from the crowd? This day and age, very few companies want to wage a price war. Nobody wants a race to the bottom. I can deliver something, some commodity cheapest. We all want to be able to say, this is how we stand out within the industry, within the marketplace. We're better, we're special. Part of that, a big part of that in the food industry, are the claims. It could be everything from cage-free to locally sourced to Manuka honey, extra virgin olive oil, all kinds of different claims. Some of them tread into health claims, health supportive claims. We have one we deal with, and that's gluten-free, where you have part of the people who seek that claim are lifestyle people. It's very important to them. That's something they want to regulate their diet. Others, it's a health aspect. You move in even further into that when you have claims like dairy-free, peanut-free. These are where we're now selectively targeting customers who are extremely high risk, and we're putting our brand on the line. We're also seeing the value of tying our brand, many companies, to the claim they make. If you think Whole Foods and their freshness, you think Chipotle and local, you think A&W and plant-based or hormone-free, cage-free eggs, all of these things, people they're doing a very good job from a marketing standpoint, defining themselves by the claims they make, but that also puts their brand at a much higher risk. Because we know in the day of activist media, we've all seen a news program where they've done an expose on organic or on this or that. It's part of the culture we live in. In the internet age, it's even more so, we see it. And that way, the need to protect the claims we make, protect our brand by protecting the claims we make is that much more important.
Or just one rogue tweet from an influencer,
Hugely important, and to your point, it doesn't even necessarily have to be valid. It could simply be a commentary that suddenly throws your brand in question. Having the backing to show you've done everything you possibly can to protect the integrity of the claims is far more important than suddenly realizing we made a claim that we actually couldn't substantiate was valid.
And so that's where BRCGS steps in with claim verification. Can you explain how your organization does that?
So in our standard, although we are very proud to be benchmarked by GFSI, we have decided to build our standard even further. GFSI is a good recognition to have, but we want to be stronger, we want to be more valuable to the industry. One of the things we've had for a number of years in our food standards, or for food manufacturers, is an aspect of claim verification. Very important further downstream. If I'm going to be bringing this into my restaurant, if I'm going to be bringing this into my retail store, if I'm going to be using this ingredient to make further products, I need to really have faith that it's a valid claim beyond food safety. So we've always had the expectation and the requirement in our standard that the auditors are going to assess if you're making a claim, what is it, and how do you substantiate that? BRC certification is about supporting the organization, supporting the brand, giving them the best tools they have to be the best they can. So if you're going to make a claim, let's make sure you have all the good substantiation and that you've assessed the risk to that claim from before you in your supply chain. So we've always had that in, and then more recently, we've actually stepped into consumer-facing claim verification. So we actually have a gluten-free certification program. You're making gluten-free products. We have that extra step, that insurance for you to really challenge your system to make sure any hidden sources of gluten, any risks further in your supply chain have been identified and mitigated. Same thing now with plant-based. Everybody knows how popular that is right now. How many brands have, we think of some brands, that's all they are, is plant-based. And for them, the insurance of having that extra validation step or verification of what they're doing, hugely important and extremely valuable.
So you touched on the gluten-free standard, you touched on the plant-based standard. Are there any certifications or standards that you can speak about that are up and coming?
That's an excellent question. We are looking at that whole free-from concept. As part of LGC, one of our sister companies has a program for Nutritional supplements. Being part of LGC, one of our sister organizations actually has a consumer-facing claim for nutritional supplements called Informed Sport. And this is really about being able to provide nutritional supplements for high-end athletes, but that has been verified is not going to impact or adversely affect drug testing. So Olympic athletes that are looking for that extra piece are going to look for that Informed Sport brand to make sure that they know they can, this A, this is going to help me perform, but B, it's been verified that it's going to protect my brand. I'm not going to put that at risk. We're also looking at other areas, but for us, it's what does the industry need? What do they want? We don't produce products that we want to do. We produce products that the industry pushes us towards and into. So our next Free From, at this point, we haven't defined, but it certainly will be an ongoing product line that we continue to support.
Well, we'll keep our eyes out peeled for that, and thank you so much for speaking with me, John.
Wonderful. Great to be part of GFSR and the work you're doing, Alex.